Good morning, students. As we know, we are studying biology topic, that is blood, fluids and circulation. From this topic, today's point is blood vessels. Blood vessels or blood tubes, which carries blood from one part to the another part in the body. In science, the branch in which study of the blood vessel is taken, that is known as angiology. The branch of the science which deals about study of blood vessels is known as angiology. First definition from this point, that is, what do you mean by angiology? It is the study of the blood vessels in our body. There are three types of the blood vessels in human body. That is, first one is artery, second one veins, and third one capillaries. Capillaries. That is artery, veins, and capillaries. If we join all the blood vessels from our body or from one human being's body, then it ranges near about 97,000 किलोमीटर. म्हणजेच एका मानवाच्या शरीरामधील जर सर्व ब्लड वेसल्स आपण एकाला एकाशी जॉईन केल्या तर ते जवळपास 97,000 किलोमीटर एवढ्या डिस्टन्स कॅरी लांब जाऊ शकतात. ॲज कम्पेअर्ड आपण जर आपल्या इंडियाचा विचार केला तर आपले नॉर्थ साऊथ, that is south to north, near about 3,200 kilometer distance from south to north. याच्यात किती पण असू शकते विचार करू शकता तुम्ही. It is 97,000 kilometer. If we take the TS of this artery, that is TS of artery and TS of veins. TS means transverse section of artery and transverse section of veins. Transverse section of artery and transverse section of veins. You see the diagram? This is lumen and this is the lumen of vein. This is known as, middle part is known as lumen, means suppose this is artery or vein. So this is wider, this must be wider, so divider, and this middle part through which blood flow is known as lumen. This middle part is known as lumen. This is the lumen of vein and this is the lumen of artery. That is basic difference between lumen. Lumen of veins is wider than lumen of artery. This is the basic difference. Lumen of veins is wider than lumen of vein artery. Then out of the lumen, first layer, this is the first layer from these veins. Suppose this is the second layer, artery. This is the second layer of vein. This is the third layer. So this is the third layer. the TS section of artery and vein. If we observe the TS section of artery and vein, there are main differences between artery and vein. That this outer part is known as tunica externa. Tunica externa. This middle part is known as tunica media. Tunica media. And this inner part is known as tunica interna. Tunica interna. Here also same, that is tunica externa. This part is known as tunica externa. This middle part is known as tunica media, and this inner part is known as tunica interna. That is layer. There are 3 layers at the level of artery and veins. 3 layers. Which are the 3 layers? Outermost layer is known as tunica externa in both veins and artery. Middle layer is known as tunica media, and inner layer is known as tunica interna. Again inner layer divided into 2 parts. Tunica interna divided into 2 parts. That is elastic membrane and endothelium. Elastic membrane and endothelium. These are the cells. These cells are known as endothelium. Suppose these cells are known as endothelium. Endothelium. And this part is known as elastic membrane. Elastic membrane means this is tunica externa, tunica media, elastic membrane, and endothelium. And this is known as lumen. This is the lumen of artery. Tunica externa, tunica media, elastic membrane, and this is endothelium of vein, and this is known as lumen of vein. That is, lumen of vein is wider than lumen of artery. This is the basic difference between vein and artery. Lumen of vein is wider than lumen of artery. First difference. Second difference, tunica externa is wider in veins than artery. If we see this width of tunica externa is more in veins as compared to artery. Artery पेक्षा veins मध्ये सगळ्यात बाहेरचं जे outer layer असते ते tunica externa हे width जास्त असते. त्याची width जास्त असते tunica externa चे veins मध्ये. Next point, that is width of tunica media. Width of tunica means this is the second layer or middle layer between interna and externa. This is the media is the middle layer between interna and externa. The width of tunica media is greater in artery than veins. याची जर width पाहिली आपण तर tunica media ची width या artery ची width veins पेक्षा जास्त असते. म्हणजे veins मध्ये tunica media ची width कमी असते, तर artery मध्ये externa ची width कमी असते. म्हणजे हे 3 basic difference between the structure of TS structure of artery and veins. Once again I am repeating that one. That is, lumen of artery is less wider as compared to the lumen of veins. Width of tunica externa is less wider than width of tunica externa in veins. Width of tunica media is more wider than width of the tunica media in veins. This is the basic difference. That is, there are 3 layers: tunica externa, tunica media, and tunica interna. Tunica interna again divided into 2 parts. That is elastic membrane. This is the elastic membrane, and between elastic membrane and lumen there present endothelium. Means tunica interna divided into 2 parts: elastic membrane and endothelium. This is the basic difference between structure of artery and vein. Now we see what is the other difference between artery and veins. Artery and veins. arteries are thick wall. Wall of the arteries are always thick. That is, wall of the arteries are thick wall. As compared, wall of the veins are thin wall. That is, walls are thin in veins. This is the basic difference between artery and veins. Walls thick wall, thin wall. Means suppose we see the diagram. So this is artery. This is a wall. This is the thickness. This is known as thickness. That is, thickness of wall in artery is more as compared to thickness of wall in vein. Suppose this much thick only. This is known as thickness of, that is width. Wall width thin असते तर याच्यामध्ये wallची width त्याची thick असते. Next difference. Suppose this is heart. This is heart. And suppose this is any organ. This is any organ. Arteries start from heart to organs. That is, artery carry blood from heart to organ. Artery carries blood from heart to organ. From organ, that blood return to the heart through veins. This is known as artery and this is known as vein, because it carries, this blood vessel carries blood from heart to organ, and this blood vessel carries blood from organ to heart. That is, carry blood from heart to organ, artery, and vein carries blood from organ to heart. This is again one more difference. From it carries blood from heart to organ, it carries blood from organ to heart. Third, artery carries pure blood. Pure blood is also known as oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood, or it is also known as blood mixed with O2, means Hb plus O2 is known as oxygenated blood. Hb plus O2 is known as oxygenated blood. That is, blood, artery carries pure blood, that is oxygenated blood, and veins carries deoxygenated, or it is also known as impure blood. Impure blood or deoxygenated. Deoxygenated blood, that is from organ to heart, and deoxygenated blood means Hb plus CO2. The blood in which maximum CO2 means, that is known as impure blood, and the blood in which O2 present, that is known as pure blood. Artery carries pure blood, but there is one exception to this argument, that point, that is exception pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery, which carries impure blood. All other arteries carries pure blood except pulmonary artery, which carries impure blood. This is the only exceptional case in artery. This carries impure blood, whereas all veins carries pure blood except pulmonary vein. Except pulmonary vein, because pulmonary vein carries pure blood and all other veins carries impure blood. This is the basic difference between these two, artery and vein. Next, due to wider lumen in veins, blood flows at low pressure. Blood flows at low pressure, because lumen is wider, as we seen before some point. That is, the lumen of the veins is wider, so blood flows at low pressure in veins, as compared in artery, blood flows at fast or high pressure. Blood flows stable, that is does not backflow the blood. So arteries do not have walls as compared veins have walls. Veins have walls. Veins have walls. One more difference between artery and vein. Veins have less elastic walls as compared arteries have more elastic walls. More elastic wall. This is the main difference between artery and veins. Once again I am repeating, that is arteries are thick wall and veins are thin wall. Second difference, arteries carry blood from heart to organ, whereas veins carry blood from organ to heart. Third difference, arteries carry pure blood, and pure blood means oxygenated blood in which oxygen is mixed with H3. Veins carries impure blood, and impure blood means deoxygenated blood means that is in Hb CO2 is mixed. Fourth difference, blood flows at high pressure in arteries. Blood flows at low pressure in veins due to the lumen is wider in veins, so blood pressure is low. Blood flows at low pressure. Arteries do not have walls because blood flows fastly. So arteries do not have walls as compared veins have walls. And last difference, the wall of the artery are more elastic and walls of the veins are less elastic. This is the basic difference between artery and veins. From this, one point is most important, that is arteries carries pure blood except pulmonary artery, and veins carries impure blood except pulmonary vein. Artery carries, there are about all arteries carries pure blood, all veins carries impure blood. These are the two exceptional for artery and veins. Types of again blood vessels. Largest blood vessel is known as aorta. Largest blood vessel is known as aorta. Largest blood vessel. I am writing here. Largest blood vessel is known as aorta. Aorta bifurcates into artery. Aortaचं डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आर्टरी मध्ये होतं. आर्टरीचं डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आर्टरिओल्स. आर्टरिओल्स मध्ये आर्टरीचं डिस्ट्रीब्युशन होतं. मीन्स largest artery is known as aorta. Largest blood vessel is known as aorta. Aorta bifurcates into artery. Suppose this is aorta. This is aorta. Then it bifurcates into arteries. Again arteries bifurcate into arterioles. Aorta, artery, arterioles. Arterioles bifurcate with capillaries. Capillaries, and capillaries unite to give rise to venules. Venules. Venules unite, give rise veins, and all veins unite, give rise vena cava. Vena cava. That is, largest blood vessel is known as aorta, and smallest blood vessel is known as capillary. Smallest blood vessel. Smallest blood vessel is known as capillary. This left side of this chart consists pure blood, or this carries pure blood, and and right side carries impure blood. Mean in capillary blood mix pure and impure. That is, this side carries impure blood and this carries pure blood. We have seen that the blood vessels which carries pure blood are known as arteries. So, largest artery in our body is aorta. In other way, largest blood vessel in our body is aorta. It is the largest artery as well as largest blood vessel in our body. Smallest blood vessel in our body is capillary. Largest blood vessels which carries impure blood is vena cava. Largest blood vessel which carries impure blood, and this carries pure blood and impure blood. This is the largest artery which carries pure blood is aorta, and the largest vein which carries impure blood is vena cava. All this about blood vessels. Then capillaries, as we see, capillaries are the smallest blood vessels. It joins veins and arteries, because arteries carries pure blood, veins carries impure blood, and capillary joins both these two. As we have seen in chemistry lab, there are some tissue. This is one tissue. Suppose this is the next tissue. Suppose this is the next tissue. From these three tissues, this is the smallest tissue. So this is known as capillary. Smallest blood vessel is known as capillary. Next point, that is hemoglobin. Last lecture, we have seen that R is red in color due to presence of hemoglobin. Means hemoglobin is always present in RBC. Hemoglobin, it is conjugated protein. It is known as conjugated proteins. Conjugated protein means globin is protein, and it is combined with heme means iron. That is heme plus globin. So it is known as conjugated protein. Means hemoglobin is one type of the conjugated protein. That is RBC are red in color due to this iron containing conjugated protein. The amount of hemoglobin is also written in short HB. That is amount of HB present in 100 milliliters of blood. 100 milliliter blood is called HB count. HB count. Amount of HB present in 100 milliliters of blood is called HB count. And for the measurement of HB, the instrument used is known as hemometer. The instrument used for the measurement of HB count is called hemometer. Hemometer is an instrument. It is an instrument. Hemometer. If we see the HB count in male and female for 100 ml of blood of normal man, 100 ml of blood of normal man contains normally 14 to 16 gram of HB, means hemoglobin. That is, if we take the 100 ml of blood from the normal man, which is not in disease condition, then 100 ml of blood consists 14 to 16, approximately 14 to 16 gram of HB. And if we take blood from female, 100 ml of blood of normal female, then it contains approximately 12 to 40 gram of HB. 12 to 14 gram of HB. This is the main count. There is 14 to 16 gram of HB and 12 to 14 gram of HB. In man, its count is 14 to 16 gram, and in female, its count is 12 to 14 gram. Single RBC, that is one RBC. One RBC means a red blood corpuscle. One RBC contains about 280 millions of HB molecule. 280 millions of HB molecule. See how much? One RBC contains 280 millions of HB molecule in only one RBC. That is, suppose this is the RBC, and HB is present here. Suppose this is the HB, and this is RBC, a red blood corpuscle, and hemoglobin. HB means hemoglobin. Red blood corpuscle. HB is always present inside red blood corpuscle. In last lecture, types of blood cells, we have seen that 3 types of blood cells. From them, RBC is one. RBC does not consist nucleus. Instead of nucleus, hemoglobin is present in RBC. And what are the main functions of this HB? Main functions of HB. Functions of HB. First function, HB has great affinity for oxygen molecule. HB has great affinity for oxygen molecule. So it transfers oxygen in the form of oxyhemoglobin. It transfers oxygen in the form of oxyhemoglobin. That is one HB molecule. One HB molecule can carries 4 molecules of oxygen. One HB molecule carries 4 molecules of oxygen. 4 molecules of oxygen. One HB molecule, which is important for example point of view. That is, one HB molecule carries how much molecules of oxygen? That is 4 molecules of oxygen. This is the first function, that is HB carries oxygen in the form of oxyhemoglobin, means HB plus O2. HB plus O2 is known as oxyhemoglobin. Second function, HB also carries CO2 in the form of carbaminohemoglobin. Carbaminohemoglobin, that is HB plus CO2, which is known as impure blood. This will be known as impure blood. HB plus CO2, impure blood, and HB plus O2, pure blood. That is, purification of the blood takes place in lungs. That is, from HB plus CO2 transferring to HB plus O2. That is, purification of the blood takes place in lungs. These are the two main functions. And third one, that is HB act as buffer. What do you mean buffer? Buffer means it is a solution which neutralizes acid and base. That is, it acts as buffer for maintaining pH or for maintaining constant pH. Constant pH. HB. What happens when hemolysis of RBC occurs? That is hemolysis of RBC. Hemolysis means breaking down or destruction of RBC. That is, we have seen that lifespan of RBC is 120 days. Lifespan of RBC 120 days. After 120 days, RBC dies. After 120 days, This is suppose hemoglobin molecule. This is RBC and this is HB molecule. HB molecule comes out. It is divided into two parts. After death of RBC, HB broken, and that is HB is broken down into two parts. First part, iron containing pigment. Iron containing pigment, that is known as hemosiderins. Hemosiderins. This is the main pigment, iron containing pigment, hemosiderins. It is reused. This hemosiderins is reused for the formation of HB. And next there is bile pigment. Bile pigment. There are two types of bile pigment. There is bilirubin and biliverdin. Bilirubin and biliverdin means after that of RBC, HB is broken down into two parts. First is iron containing pigment, that is hemosiderins, which is reused for HB synthesis, and again it is divided into bile pigment. There are two types of the bile pigment, bilirubin and biliverdin, which are excreted through feces. These bilirubin and biliverdin are excreted through feces.